Hello, it's your boy EA. EA short form of Emmanuel Anyele. I'm sorry, I wanted to do a proper video recording of this so that you can see me moving and speaking and all that, but my week has been very busy. I couldn't have the time and the convenience to do so. So you may have to just enjoy the voiceover that I did. So in short, I'm a motivational speaker and I'm also a software developer. That's what I do most of the time. But I just realized that I have a passion for speaking. So I picked it up somewhere last 2 years and then I flew with it. So I've been called upon to say what you need to do to be successful. I mean, what I did to take me to where I am today. So if you hang in there for the next 30 to 40 minutes, you would come to learn a lot. But before we jump into anything, I just want to say this. There is nothing new under the sun. Okay, there is nothing really new under the sun. The things that you need to be successful are the things you already know. But just that, you see, human beings, we just like to be told or to be repeated some informations. When they keep echoing, when they keep being repeated, that is when we take them serious. The things that will make us successful are very simple. Are very simple, that they are so easy not to do, but they're the ones that make us who we are. So that is it. So we take this step by step, okay? So first of all, let's see what success. What is success? Or to be successful, what is it? A lot of people have the feeling that immediately you've acquired a lot of wealth, you've amassed a lot of money, a lot of riches, then automatically you are successful. But unfortunately, that is not the case. You may be very wealthy and still not be successful or achieved. You see, a lot of people spend their entire lives wondering how to be successful, but never figure it out. Everyone wants personal success and to learn the keys to success. Everyone wants to have a happy, healthy life and do meaningful work, enjoy a career and achieve financial independence. Yes, everyone wants to make a difference in the world, to be significant, to have a positive impact on those around him or her. Everyone wants to do something wonderful with his or her life. So these are the things that make up being successful. You realize that it simply means you being able to use your life to achieve something wonderful, both for yourself and people around you. It's more of actually being able to achieve something for people around you. There's no success without impact. Okay, there is no success without impact. You cannot say you are successful when you are single and then you have nobody to share your success with. So success is tied closely with impact, both on your life and those around you. So there are 4 simple keys to success. There are 4 simple keys. Anything else are extra, but I would just like to throw them out to you. 4 things that I have personally used, and that is helping me. So number 1 is to decide exactly what you want and where you want to go. Yes, sometimes it becomes difficult because there are a lot of things to choose from. You are every day being bombarded with where to go, where to be, what to do and what not to do, so that we don't get to know exactly who we are and what we want to become. So the first step is to deciding what we want to do and who we want to become. So I was speaking to a friend the other day and something like this came up. Something like this came up. So sometimes it's not your fault if you are not able to identify what you want. Okay, it's not your fault. Sometimes you don't know, but somewhere out of the blue, you do something and then you like it and you just fly with it. Let me give my personal example. As I said initially in my introduction, I'm a software developer. That's what I do most. So most of my examples may have to revolve around that. You get it? So I didn't know I had a passion or a love for software developing until I gave it I gave it a try. Okay, so I was just sent after my senior high school or whatever. I was sent to go and just do an IT course, as the family awaits what exactly to do with me. But after that, I just realized that no, that is something I like doing. It came to me naturally. Some people struggle with programming and all that, but to me it just came naturally. You get it? So from then, I decided that no, this is the path I want to choose. I was no more interested in whatever the family had to give me. I told them this is what I want to do, and that is it. And today, I'm making progress with it. So sometimes you may not know until you try something out, and then you fall in love with it, and then you fly with it. So if you've not identified what you want to do and where you want to go, that is the first thing you need to do. First, identify what you want and where you want to go. Number 2 is to set a deadline and make a plan to get there. And remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline. Everybody has a dream. We know where we want to reach. We know the impact we want to make. So setting a goal and putting a deadline on it, it's a very good way of getting that goal achieved. And number 3 is to take action on your plan. So you've seen where you want to be, where you want to go, and who you want to become. You've written the goals, and then you've put a deadline on it. The next thing to do is to take action. You don't need to wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes, because after tomorrow is still tomorrow. So you just need to make a decision and then kickstart it immediately, as soon as possible, ASAP. And then do something about it every single day. So with that, you may just need to devote at least 15 minutes a day to that change of yours. Just 15 minutes a day is more than enough. Imagine, I also train, okay? I also train my body, and I also help some people train. But you may not see that on my channel, so that's something I do privately. So you see, you have to devote just 15 minutes of your time doing something that will take you to the next step. All right. So in the working out example I was talking about, some people they have a lot of weight and they just want to lose weight overnight, which is totally impossible. So what we advise them to do, or what I advise them to do, is just do something small every single day. The ripple effect of that is at the end of a week, 2, you start seeing the change. You cannot do in 2 hours. In 2 hours, what you could have done in 2 weeks if you were doing it 15 minutes a day. That is impossible, because the compound effect kills that. So doing something small every day, at least 15 minutes a day, that will make an impact in your life is very necessary. And number 4 is to resolve in advance that you persist until you succeed, that you will never, ever, ever, ever give up. And this is because during the course of your journey, you will definitely meet hardships, you meet failures, you meet disappointment. Sometimes you feel like crying and giving up on whatever your goal it is that you set to achieve. But if you had psyched your mind, I'm using the word psych here, if you've prepared your mind, if you've told yourself in the very beginning that what may happen, come what may, whatever it is that will come your way, you will definitely achieve that goal of yours. And that has to be done at the very, very onset of your planning. Okay, so decide today that you will not give up on your goal. So these 4 formulas I just stated is your key to success and has worked for everyone who has ever tried it. It will require the very most you can give and the best qualities you can develop. In developing and following these keys to personal success, you will evolve and grow to become an extraordinary person. You will live long enough to figure it all out by yourself. And what a waste it would be to try when you can learn from others who have gone before. In one of many great quotes, Ben Franklin said, "Men can either buy their wisdom or they can borrow it from others." The great tragedy is that most men prefer to buy it, to pay full price in terms of time and treasure. Your greatest goal in life and personal success should be to acquire as many of them as possible and then use them to help you do things you want to do and become the person you want to become. What do I mean? Here's an example. If you want to learn how to write a book, you can follow a step-by-step process created by a best-selling author. Learn from your mistakes and benefit from their systems by following their guide to writing a book. It's going to save you a lot of time, energy, and resources. So what Ben Franklin, in short, is trying to say is learn from others' mistakes. Okay, there are others who have already been there and who have already made the mistakes. Why do we prefer to go through the hassle that they all went through? Just approach someone who has already been there, then ask him, what did you do to get there? Okay, what did you do to get there? The person will definitely give you the guidelines, step by step, on how to achieve it. And it's going to save you time, energy, and resources. From here on, I'll be mentioning points, okay, or keys randomly. So please follow along. Please follow along, and if you have notes, take them. Okay. So first, I would like to talk about goals again. So as I said initially, the 4 keys that you need to be successful, I've already stated them. They are already there. But you need more. You need extra. Okay. So let's put some meat on the bones for you. So on setting your goals, please be realistic. Okay. Be realistic. You can't just enter the gym today. I'm using the example of a gym. So you want to start gymming, and then you're a guy, you just enter the gym, you've never carried weight ever in your life, and you see someone pushing 200 kg, okay, someone deadlifting, so he's able to push 200 kg on his waist, and then because you think you are there, so you just lift up the metal, you may end up breaking your waist, and then who knows what the repercussion will be for your wife. For those who are wives and girlfriends and concubines. So basically, what I just want to say is, set your goals realistically. Know what you can do and what you cannot do. So a very beautiful example of that, still in the gym, is you've entered the gym, you've started. What do you do? So you just start from small. Okay, you see some 10 kg dumbbells. Okay, then that's fine. Then you pick it up, you start warming up. A week or two, you add some 2 kg, making it 12. By the time you realize, in 3 months, you can now be pulling that 200 kg you saw the guy pull, and it will even be easy. It will even look and seem easy to you. So know what your limitations are, know what your powers are, and know what you can realistically achieve. Then, let's talk a bit about motivation. That's what I am very good at. As I said, I'm a motivational speaker. So I always tell people around me that I cannot motivate you to do something you are not willing to do. Motivation does not come from the motivator, but rather comes from the motivatee. Okay, if that word is a word that exists. So the person being motivated already has that strength, that power in him. But the motivator just comes and pulls it out. That's all he does. So the motivator cannot set fire ablaze in you when you don't have flames, like when there is no flame in you. You get it? So there should be flame, but the motivator will just come and then fan it to make the fire ablaze. So motivation has to come from you. And the best way of being motivated is to always remind yourself of your goal, or of where you want that goal to take you to. What do you want to achieve? Constantly remind yourself, why do I want to do this? Let's take, for instance, a lady who wants to lose weight. Now, aside the benefit of her looking nice at the end of that journey, what else is of impact, or what else would that mean for her? Would it mean that she would have to save more money because now she doesn't eat as much as she does, and now use that money to take care of her family? You see now the impact is showing. Now, does it mean that she will stop being a burden to her family because sometimes she can't do some little tasks by herself because of her overweight? See, so all of these things are what she would achieve if she sticks to her weight loss program. So picturing yourself at the finish line is a very great way of being motivated. There is nothing that you want to achieve. There is no goal that you set for yourself that is going to be easy. Lie. That is a big flat lie. There is nothing in this world that is easy to achieve. Nothing. So what if you set your mind on it? Always constantly remind yourself of where you want to be and where you want to arrive, or in how that is going to be of impact both to you and people around you. That's the best way of drawing motivation. Remember your why. Remember why you started the journey. And now, a great way as well to keep yourself motivated is to find support. Okay, find support. Find someone you can easily confide to when you are down. Find someone who can cheer you up. Okay, if you are not able to do that by yourself, find someone who can support you and cheer you up whenever you go down. In the history of success, there's no one who would ever say that he went or he was able to achieve it alone. You can't climb Mount Kilimanjaro alone. There has to be a team with you. So you need to have a support team. You need to have someone you can cry on. Literally, yes. You need to have someone you can cry on, because the journey that you're about to start today, if you have not started, is going to be daunting. It's going to be great. It's going to be fearful. So if you don't have the heart, if you've not set your mind on it, and you don't have a support team for yourself, trust me, you are not going to go very far. That mountain you want to climb, you get to the middle and fall off, frozen and dead. Okay. Now let's talk about distractions. So you've set your goal, you've started working on it, but there are some little things that keep distracting you during your day. Maybe notifications from your phone, maybe children running left and right in the house, noise from the street. I mean, anything. Maybe your boss at work. All these distractions come in. Now, the best way of getting rid of distraction is, at least if, for instance, you're at home and your children or your spouse is your distraction, can you have a discussion with the person and say, please, from this time to this time, I want to have my time. I want to do something that will help me and the family. So please, for this time, let me be. Don't disturb me. That is if it's human. That's if it's someone you can physically speak to. Now, what if it's your phone? What if your device? You get notifications. Today, internet age, you can't do anything without internet. You are even having this conference on internet. I had to record this, save it, send it over to WhatsApp, and you're listening to it. So what if you are doing whatever you have to do by it on your phone, and then and that's notifications and all that keeps popping in. So there's an app that you can use. It's called the Workstation. I'll put a screenshot of it, and then the name, so that you can go find it. my two phones keep always vibrating. So when I need to enter the mantra mode, that as I call it, if I need to enter a sphere where I don't want to be disturbed, I just enter the workspace and that is it. Everything goes off. When I'm done, I go back to my normal workspace and that is it. So that would also help you if you want to turn off distractions. Meaningless things and distractions will always be in your way, especially those easy, usual things you rather do instead of focusing on your new, challenging and meaningful projects. You need to learn to focus on what is most important. Write a list of time wasters and hold yourself accountable to not do them. Okay? And you also need a plan. Need a plan. Know your 3 steps forward. You do not need more. At least 3 steps forward is okay. Fill out your weekly calendar. Nothing when you will do. Nothing when. You will do what and how. Sorry about that. So you need to fill up your calendar and know when you will do what, at what particular time. It helps you plan your day. When and what, how is important to schedule. Review how each day went by what you learned and revised what you could improve. So every day, at the end of the day, you just do a retrospective. What went well, what didn't go well, what can I do better next time? Okay? And then this is very important. And I'm going to talk about now is very important. Protect yourselves from burnout. I don't know how other professions in life do this, or if they also feel this, but especially in software developing, those in IT, we easily get burnout. And this happens when we've worked excessively. You know, in software development, we use our mind always. Whether you are behind the PC or whether you are sleeping, your mind is constantly running, decrypting codes and then encrypting them. So whether you are behind the PC or not, and this is a fact, because I can be walking on the street and be thinking about my code, how I can make it faster, how I can make it better, how I can improve it. So our mind is constantly at work to find solutions. So we get to a time where our brain, as it were, it shuts down. Our energy is depleted. We can't think. We can't do much. So that is what we call burnout. I don't know, as I said initially, I don't know if it affects other professions, but when you research burnout over the internet, the first people you will see are programmers. So if it's something that you also go through, you also need to protect yourself from that. So you just need to find time to rest. Okay, you cannot come and kill yourself. I beg you. You cannot come and kill yourself. Do what you can, and then leave the rest for others. Now, the best way of doing this is, yes, in the beginning is difficult. Trying to get people into whatever project you are doing is difficult. But if you're able to find 1 or 2 people to work with, at least delegate some of the tasks to them. Okay, you do A, B, C. Let me do C. Let me do D, E, F. Something like that. So you share work, and you'll be able to go faster. But if you have to do it all alone, that's fine. In the beginning, we all started alone. I started alone. But with time, I had to get people around me to support. So if you have to do it alone, at least find time to rest. Rest is very important. And the truth of the matter is, if you don't decide the day and time to rest, your body is going to decide the day and time it wants the rest. And it's definitely going to be longer, and it's going to be very inconvenient for you. It will break down at a place you will not be comfortable. It's just like a car engine. You drive it, and you don't maintain it. One day you'll be on the highway, maybe in the bush, traveling from point A to point B, and then it's a bush at in the night. And then that will be when your car decides to shut down, because you have not taken care of it. So daily maintenance is also good, both for your cars and for your own body. So find time to rest, eat well, and then work out. Okay, work out. It's good. Do some 15 minutes exercise every day is good to start to get blood pumping into your veins. And also, burnout happens when you keep doing the same things repeatedly. Okay, so it's easy to burn out when you are very motivated. You want to do more. You are just there. You feel you are Superman. You have excess energy, so you can do anything. You can lift the mountain. Yes. So, but you need to observe yourself to recognize any signs of tiredness and take time to rest. Very crucial. Your body and mind rest when you schedule relaxation and fun time into your weekly calendar. Do diverse tasks. Keep switching between something creative and logical, something physical and still, working alone and with a team. Switch locations, meditate, or just take deep breaths. Close your eyes or focus on one thing for 5 minutes. You lack motivation, not because you are lazy or don't have a goal. Even the biggest stars, richest business people, and the most accomplished athletes get lost sometimes. What makes them motivated is the curiosity about how much better or faster they can get. So above all, be curious, and this will lead to your goals and success. Back to hard work. I've had the privilege to speak to or to hear of a lot of successful people over the years, and there is always the same formula. Like, it's always the same thing. They always keep repeating hard work. You can't do anything without hard work. Mark Zuckerberg wasn't lazy. He's now a billionaire. Steve Jobs and the rest of them. I mean, they had to go through a lot. Eric Worre, Eric Thomas, Tony Robbins, all these big guys had to go through hardship. They had to go through a lot of work to be at the level they are today. So if you also want to get to that level, you have to be ready to work yourself out. Okay, you have to be ready for hard work. And you also have to use your mind. Use your mind. There are a lot of things happen in the mind. The motivation, the reminding yourself why you are doing this. It all comes from the mind. You need to train your mind to work for you. Use your subconscious mind. I would not like to delve deep into this so as to keep my time, but use your mind. There's a lot the mind can do for you. And you need to be responsible. You need to be responsible for your actions. If you're working in a team and you are the lead, please be responsible for whatever you are doing. Okay. And then honesty. Honesty is very important. Honesty and humility. Whatever business it is you are in, if you are dishonest, you won't go far. I've been able to get deals and gigs just because of my honesty. If you ask me A, I give you A. If you ask me B, I give you B. So that's how the system works. Yes, it may look as if you are dishonest, then you get some cool chores, but we all know this adage: 6 days for the thief and 1 day for the owner. So yes, one day you'll be getting well, all right, but one day the owner of the house will definitely catch you, and that's something that dishonesty would. That's why dishonesty is bad. So you have to be very honest in your dealings with anybody. Let's talk about mistakes. A lot of people fear mistakes and then failure. Okay, mistakes and failure. Something you need to understand is failure is part of your success journey. You cannot travel to success without going through failures. And this happens even if you are able to find a mentor, someone who has gone through the journey, and then tells you what to do exactly. Trust me, it will just reduce the number of failures or mistakes that you will do, but you will still go through some failures and some downtimes. So we are traveling, it's just like traveling from point A to point B. We are all in Africa, and then we all know our roads are not very good. 99.9% of our roads are not good. So traveling from point A to point B in Africa, you know that there are potholes. Just that some roads have manholes. Yes, manholes. Those ones are very deep. So someone who is your mentor may just tell you, okay, over here it's a manhole. So you skip the manhole, but if you are dodging to the left or the right, there will still be a pothole. So be ready for that pothole on your left or on your right, whichever way you choose, you'll still get there. But the manhole, you have to you have to avoid it. You get it? So I read a funny meme online. Was it last year? It says it's only in Africa where you decide which pothole to fall in, and that's true. So a mentor will just tell you which pothole is better to fall in. So you will definitely go through failures. There's nobody who has made it without failures or mistakes. So learn from your mistakes, upgrade yourself, and then improve. The next time you'll be faced with quite the same challenges, you already know what it is, and you'll be able to surmount it because you've learned from your past mistakes. So do not fear failure. It's always come, but just psych your mind, make your mindset that even if it comes, you would go through it and you will learn from it. That is what I do a lot. Yes, I've made a lot of mistakes in my career. There are a lot of them, but I am still here because I have learned from them. There are a lot of things I've learned in my life through mistakes. So you need to understand that mistakes are a part of success and then learn from it. And now, feedback and criticism. So you have people around you who are watching you, who know, who may know or may not know what you're up to. But there is something we need to keep in mind. Every criticism is not a bad one. Sometimes they are good. If you take your time to listen to them with an open mind, you realize that it makes sense. Whatever it is you're saying, it makes sense. So don't be too quick to get angry, to get perturbed because someone criticized your work or someone criticized your journey. There's a very good reason why the person may be criticizing. Yes. So be open to critics, be open to feedbacks. If the feedbacks are not coming, it definitely means that you're doing something wrong. Yeah. So critics have to come in. Critics come in to let you know that you're doing the right thing and even to set you back on track. So when critics are not even coming or feedbacks are not coming in, ask someone. So this thing I did I do it well? So let's say you want to learn how to speak. You want to be an eloquent speaker. You want to be able to speak in front of people. And then your first time you just spoke and then someone told you, oh, the way you are holding the mic is not good, or the way you dressed wasn't good for a speaker, or your mic was shaking. Next time don't shake. Or next time at least when you're speaking, watch into people's faces. Try to do gestures. Try to use illustrations, examples to beef up your speech. And then Mr. Man gets angry because he's critic. How are you going to progress? How are you going to improve if that's your attitude toward critics and feedbacks? So feedbacks help us to stay on track. Yes, of course, a few of them are nonsense. Sorry about the big word, but some of them are nonsense. They don't really make sense. But just have at the back of your mind that critics are 99.9% good. So be open-minded to critics and then be ready to learn from them. Yeah. So basically, this is what I have to share with you. As it stands now, I can't think of anything else. So let's call it a day. If you have any questions, the floor is now open. Drop your questions. I'm ready to answer them. Thank you very much. It was your boy EA, and then see you next time. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I think I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and then YouTube on my handles, EaSpeaks. On Instagram is EA_speaks. On Facebook is EaSpeaks, no underscore. On YouTube is the same thing, EaSpeaks. And on Twitter is also EA_speaks. So please kindly follow. And then once in a while I drop content. Man has been busy. I'm not as consistent as I used to be, but we will get there. We'll get there. We are all going through our challenges, so that's why we are doing this. We are going through our challenges. We are all going through hard times, but we've made our mindset that come what may, we will get to our destination, and then we'll go there, and then we'll keep thriving until we make it. Thank you very much.